Kelley from Michigan, and he has some questions for Lianna. Kelley, you are on with Rudy, Nate, and Lianna.
Hi, how are you?
Great.
Hi,
Awesome.
Lianna. I had a few questions. I've been listening to the things you've been saying, and there was a few things I was a bit confused about. Originally, I wanted to ask if you can define energy for me in the way that you're using it, because I'm a bit of a scientist, and it doesn't seem like we use the word in the same way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Ooh, what's your scientific field? I'm curious.
I'm a geologist.
Ooh, rocks rock. Sorry.
And you're making fun of me for my jokes.
Sorry. All right.
I like rocks, and rocks have fabulous energy.
Oh, well, that plays right in. There we go.
Perfect. What kind of energy do rocks have?
Well,
Yeah,
so
explain that to me.
well, the kind of energy I'm talking about is vibrational. So, in a rock, for
I've never had a
example,
rock vibrate.
well, they do. I mean, everything has a vibrational energy. We're all made up of cells, and we all have this. I'm not a scientist, okay, but I feel this vibrational, energetic movement that exists. And a rock is just very, 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 very dense. But there is this, if you touch a rock, some rocks have heat, they hold on to the heat, and there's like more of a kind of an energetic feel that happens around them. A colder rock has a different kind of a feel. I'm not going to get into rocks. Exactly. I do love rocks, and I worked with rocks.
I wanted to get into the energy part, right?
The energy part. So,
yeah, I didn't want to get
so the energy I'm talking about
like
again
you said, you said the rocks had a vibrational energy, so I was wondering if you could define that vibrational energy, what you mean by that concept, because it seems like it's kind of open-ended.
Well, it's like the movement of it's a movement. It's a movement, let's say. So it's the movement of all parts of our being, all parts of everything. Everything is in constant shifting and moving and changing, right? So when we talk about it, I'm going to talk about it sexually because that's my main field. If you are talking about sexual energy, and let's say if two people are there's that connection that happens, and two people are really feeling the connection between each other, there's an energy that is between them that is vibrational, and it gets on a higher frequency when you're really attracted to somebody.
You're using more. You're not I guess you're not really defining or explaining to me what you mean by that. You're just kind of using the word in other ways. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, we're hearing energy, we're hearing vibration, we're hearing movement. But I mean, are you talking about like on a molecular level? Are you talking about something a little bit more abstract?
No, I'm talking about on a molecular level. I'm talking about having consciousness and energy on a molecular level. So
how do you have consciousness on a molecular level? How does that work?
It works because each molecule has the ability to make there's not the full scope of choice that exists, but there's a certain amount of choice of consciousness that exists within each molecule that exists within our bodies. And so together these molecules work. I guess it's hard. I guess I don't have the best definition, and that's a really good question. When I'm going to create a really good definition for this, I can explain what it is I feel, what it is that I work with people around energy, what it is that what the energy actually does and how it moves and how it changes. But it's a good question to have an actual. I don't have a definition that I can just give you that's really clear.
Well, I could step in for a quick second here and say that energy is defined as the capacity for something to do work. It's measured in joules. So that's what energy is. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're you're using energy to mean something else. So if you could pick another word other than energy, Lianna, what word would you use other than energy? Maybe that'll help us answer Kelley's question.
Thanks, Nate.
I'm here for you, buddy.
Let me see. I could use vibration. I could use vibration because there is change within the vibration when different, let's say, emotional things are taking place. You know, the energy. I thought energy is like is the movement of emotion, and it's a vibrational movement. It's an actual feeling of movement that
So you're talking about an emotion, not really energy, but an emotional thing? I'm confused. Well, I'm sorry. I'm really confused.
Okay, that's good. It's good. Good question, because, you know, it's good to be able to work on the definition of this and also to dive deeper into that. But I look at it as emotions, as energy, because they fuel what you do, how you move, how your life is created, how things happen in your life, how you feel, how your body responds. You know, if you have emotions that are very dark, are very highly depressive and heavy, then you can end up having all sorts of physical problems take place. You can have, you know, stress. The emotion of very highly stressful kind of situations can cause physical ailments.
Can I ask? Sorry, Kelley. Maybe we're gonna ask the same question. I don't know, but I guess that when you're talking about vibrations and emotions, like I think that it's something that we can all acknowledge, that your mental and emotional state can definitely have physical effects on your body. But my understanding of that is a lot more medical, and maybe that's kind of cold sounding, but, you know, there's certain hormones that are released in your brain when you're thinking this and feeling that, and different chemical reactions within the body. I guess my question is, what does any of that have to do with a vibration? Like, and is that
physiological? Okay, so you're saying
physiological.
Okay.
Yeah, so what does that have to do with vibrations, with energy, and is that something that is physically detectable?
Took the words right out of my mouth, Rudy.
Mine too. Thank you.
Oh, okay, so we were all on on the same page.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, it's physically detectable. You can feel it. I mean, can you feel when you are attracted to somebody?
Well, yeah, but my understanding of that has always been basically chemical reactions that are happening in my brain and in my body. You know, there's neurons firing, and it gives me jitters. It makes my face flush. And it's like, I know it's making stuff happen, but I have a physiological explanation for those responses.
Yes, and we have physiological reactions, and in the beginning can be a physiological kind of movement. But there's more than just that, because then there's sort of this I want to say vibration again, this vibrational energetics that moves from your body and connects with other, you know, another body or another being. Let's say you can feel their energy. You can feel the heat coming off their body.
I get that, because it's different. It's definitely different when it's coming from another person, because obviously you're not physiologically feeling whatever they are physiologically, you know, experiencing. But I also think that because, you know, the human range of emotional and physical responses to emotional situations are very similar and calculable, that maybe it's, I don't know. To me, it seems like it's more easily explained by, you know, we can subconsciously, without thinking about it, sort of detect very nuanced, subtle changes and responses in other people, just because we've been around people long enough to read body language without having to think about it.
Yes, you can, but many people cannot. They can't read the subtleties, can't feel the subtleties coming off of another person's body. Um, I think you have to be very in tune. You have to be very in tune with your own body and understand how your body is moving and is affected by different things, different feelings that you have, and your state of your emotional state, your vibrational state can have an effect on everybody around you, right?
I mean, I know that my emotional state certainly can.
If
I guess
somebody
I don't know if because
what if
I've been
somebody
in
walks
situations where. Oh yeah,
yeah
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
if somebody walks in and they're in a state of anger or aggressiveness, then you'll feel not just that person is in that state, but you will feel like there is like this massive energy that has come in. Do you feel that ever? Or an
Oh,
energy
I,
field?
I
absolutely, but that's still physiological, right? Like we're still reading that
It
person's
is.
body language, and it's inducing a chemical response in our brains, which makes us feel a certain way.
yeah,
It's still absolute.
it certainly makes me tense up, when there's somebody in the room that is clearly pissed off, but I don't know if they're just affecting me by existing as an angry person so much as it's a social response to being in a room with an angry person, and I'm not angry and I don't know why they're angry. So that would naturally cause me to be tense, and I guess I see that more as response to the social human nature. I guess I don't see where this sort of more abstract vibration energy concept fits. Well, not where it fits in, but where it needs to fit in to explain that phenomena, I guess.
Well, I think because to me it's much more than the physical, and much more than just the physical that's taking place. Of course, the physical is responding and activating in whatever is taking place. And if you're if somebody walks in and then they're big and aggressive, and maybe you don't even see them, but you might feel them. You might feel that something has walked in and you might, and that feeling is the vibrational energetic vibration that comes from their body of what they're feeling. It might be somebody that it could be a variety of different kinds of things that come into a room, into a scenario where the energetic of that person is actually felt by other people.
How can you measure those vibrations you're talking about?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's because I don't know that they even exist, and I'm having a hard time wrapping my idea around this vibrational energy, because I've never felt a vibration off of somebody when they walked into the room, even though I could tell that they were pissed off or had some other strong emotion at the time they came in. But I've never actually felt a vibrational energy off of them. So I'm a little confused.
Just because you haven't felt it doesn't mean it doesn't exist, first of all. Secondly, what if it was a beautiful woman that walked in the room? It could be a completely different scenario. Somebody who's just radiating some kind of gorgeous love energy, and you've seen people like this before, and you can just...
You just use the word energy again to define energy. You keep using the word to define itself, and I mean that's one of the problems I'm having that we're here.
Well, it's a very good point, and I am going to work at that so that I can find a great way of explaining this so that it's very clear, because I know what I am feeling. I know what my own experimentation around this whole field of vibrational energy, let's say, because that's the only word I have at the moment to use. Yeah, I'll find a way to explain it better. And I don't know about the measurement of it, except that there's definitely got to be people that are measuring this.
Well, thank you for the call, Kelley. We are going to have to move on because, boy, oh boy, the time is slipping by.
Wow.
But thank you.
Wow,
Yeah, I know. I
we've
just
been
looked
on
at
for
the
an
clock
hour
and I was
already?
like, oh
Oh my
man, it's been
goodness.
an hour. This is an hour and a half show. Oh my.
We have barely talked about sex at all.
I know.
I know we haven't even got to sex. Okay, we'll get there. I promise.
But
that's my specialty.
Thank you so much for your call, Kelley.
All
right, bye-bye.
Kelley.
Bye.
Thanks, Kelley.
Thank you, Kelley.